other week, I got a Facebook message from our local town museum saying that somebody had tried to donate a 1950s, 1960s vacuum cleaner, which they didn't want, but the lady knew that I was the Hoover man and passed me on the details. And I went and fetched this very used, stored, definitely not a museum piece, Hoover Junior 375. There's a lot wrong with it, but the person that gave it to me said that he did turn it on and it ran, so at least we have a benchmark. Let's have a look at this pre-war, I think, just about, vacuum cleaner and see if it does run. Yes, good evening, my vacuum cleaner and Hoover chums. How are you today? Yes, we have ourselves what is effectively your run-of-the-mill Hoover Junior 375. Of this era, we don't have the original bag. The handle is literally melting itself completely to shreds. We might have to finish that off just so that I can touch the machine, and all of the rubber is just perished completely. It's just disintegrating. Oh my goodness, really focus on the problem. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, the mains flex isn't much better, although we might be able to turn it on briefly and check. I think the handle, the switch in the handle works, so that is, oh, that's a good thing, I guess. Let's see if this flex will come off at all. It's only really perished where it's been, I presume, wrapped around here for decades. The bloke said they found it in his mum's loft after she passed. So yeah, I think it's just been sat for years and years wrapped up. The only really great thing about it is look at this beautiful MK tough plug with, you know, that cable coming out of it, but the plug itself is in very good order. So hey, that's something, I guess. Oh, blimey. Right, let's move down and have a look at this Hoover Junior 119 replacement bag. It's a good job we had it, because I was forgetting exactly what we were dealing with. Right, we have this very knackered looking bag spring and piece of cloth on there. Oh, there's a big dead spider there. How lovely. And then, yeah, we have ourselves a bag full of dirt. How lovely. We're probably going to leave that be for now. It's pretty much made of denim. I can't work out if that's just because it needs a really good wash or not. I mean, it's not a 375 bag, but it is a pretty good condition bag. It's certainly worth having these around for a 119 or one of these, especially if you do have the original bag, because they're getting very rare. Ooh, we can take this off. And yeah, I mean, well, it last worked. I'm guessing it worked very, oh gosh, well, indeed. So that's promising. Oh, now I'll try and seal this back up without completely getting dust everywhere. Oh, then we've got to try and clean it out. You can see the Victor V9 there. That's because this machine is very cobwebby and very dusty and very mingy indeed. Right, let's have a look down here where, I mean, things aren't bad really. It's a shame it's so pitted and corroded. I don't, you know, probably get that paint off of there. Oh, blimey, just stuff everywhere. But yeah, it all seems to function pretty well. There we go. That's the original bag holder. The Hoover 375 bag comes on the front and goes up there. So yeah, it's pretty poor that it's missing. And then we do have a belt, which looks in about as good condition as the wiring does on the machine. Oh, let's put this handle down again and have a look underneath. This is a later 375, I have been told, because it has the wider front wheels. So that's good. There is the ratings plate, which you can date sometimes from the serial number. And yeah, everything, it's all there. Nothing's really broken as such. It's all in good order. We have a brush roll which does turn. I'm not going to upset it too much before we turn it on, but the bristles, they're pretty much not there. So bless this poor thing. It's probably had a very hard life and then just got replaced one day. Oh no, that was the wrong way around. So that can go on there. Oof. I do forget you had to push the pedal back down to put the handle up. That is something that they figured out pretty quickly after this. So we can put the bag back on, pop that in there, and I think I'm going to dare to put some power to it. We won't actually touch the machine yet. I'm going to turn the switch on, and then I'm going to hold the plug only, and I'm over here on an RCD. Nothing tapping into the belt. The belt is just staying there. The belt didn't turn at all. I bet if we take this off, it would stand up by itself. So, hey, we know that the motor runs really well. In fact, we can may as well run it without the belt. That suddenly runs a lot better. This thing is blocking 110% of the airflow. Oh, blimey. So it runs. I don't like this cable, which is a shame. I think it is the original Flex. So what I think we're going to do is plug the Victor V9 in, and I'm going to just get all the cobwebs off. Probably going to have to scrub this bag out. Wondering if I've actually got another random 119 bag kicking around that I could use instead for now. But we'll get this into a bit more of a state, and then we're going to have to do a bit of rewiring. Start with getting that dead spider up. Then we best open this bag, and if you're quite careful, you can turn them inside out without having to put your arm inside, especially when they're this stiff. I don't know if it should be this stiff. I think a good wash will help. But for now, a good vacuum will work even better. Oh, goodness. There we go. I'll just push it. There it all is. Wow, yeah, the last time this thing worked, it obviously works fairly well, so that's promising at least. that is fully vacuumed out, still stiff as a board, but it's probably now got, 20% more airflow back. What we're now going to do is fit this random 2-core flex from my scrap flex pile onto this machine, because I want to use it without worrying about killing myself. That sounds like it would be quite nice, So we'll pop this down there, and if I pop this out of the way, hopefully you might see what I'm doing. Who knows? But there's 2 screws here on this switch plate, so one at the top and one buried somewhere. It's down there, but I've got to try and get through the melted layer of crap. Oh, there it is, look. Yeah, this is what the rubberized coating is doing. And there is my screw, which I can clean out the head of. There we go, lovely. And we can withdraw it like so. Didn't quite want to do that. Oh, although that has highlighted another issue with the earth wire. Was there an earth wire on this? Where's that just snapped from? Just wondering if it was an earthed flex. So I opened the plug. And yeah, I think it is an earthed flex. There is an earth coming up to here. So dang it, what I actually need to do is go get a different piece of flex, because I want this to be earthed as well. Some of them were. But what we're going to do first is just get rid of, look, it's an uncut MK safety plug. We're going to chop this down because I'm fighting against ruined rubber against ruined rubber. There we go. Ooh, that's what's left of our switch plate. It's metal with a rubberized coating. The problem is, for this machine, it fell slap bang, as well as some others, into the second small disagreement that the UK had with the rest of the world. So the rubber components were wartime rubber. Also notice, look, that this switch is made in Japan. Wonder if that means it's been replaced. The handlebars look good though. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is find a better piece of 3-core flex, and we're going to rewire the heck out of this. I'm probably going to just bung another plug on it for now, because that's going to need quite a good scrub. Although look, original MK fuse. That's a 2 amp fuse. Wow, I've never had a 2 amp fuse before. So we'll definitely be keeping that, but I think that's going to be its own little project in itself. We'll just bung another plug on this for now. Right, we have our machine back. The vacuumed out bag is refitted, and it has a new to it flex. And I've chopped off the really bad bit of the handle just so I can hold it. It still needs cleaning, but you have to keep this bit because it packs out the switch bracket there. I've then fitted another MK safety plug back to it that I had. I've got 3 of these. The third one sits on my, it's here, look. Ooh. Third one sits on this, which, as you know, is my Dyson motored blower. So yeah, I now have 3 of these plugs, although this machine's probably going to keep one of them, but I'll get it cleaned up and fixed first. So yeah, there we go. That is my 3 vintage MK safety plugs. But hopefully now it's a very long cable as well. I decided we may as well keep the length. Doesn't really matter, does it? It's a black piece of cable that was safer than what came off. And hopefully now, we have the beginnings of some airflow, which is good news. Problem is, we still don't have any spinning brush roll action. Crikey. And the way to get the brush roll out on one of these is to lift these. Oh dear, the screwdriver is too small. Lift those 2 tabs there. Oh. These haven't been moved in, oh god, that's still not good enough, some considerable time. I'm bending them. yeah, these both lift up. In theory, by hand, you shouldn't need tools. There we go, one. Oh gosh, no, don't bend. Don't bend, just rotate. Oh. One. Oh dear. Now we got to try and get the flipping brush roll out of the thing. Oh. Oh my goodness, it's finally coming. You want to be careful because you don't want to completely bend up the end cap. Oh, but it doesn't come out much easier otherwise. Oh look, you now move fine. Yeah, look, that's what does it all of the crud and the rust that sits in there. But our brush roll isn't great either. I punched a little hole in it, look. That bodes well, doesn't it? Wow, our belt is still doing something, but yeah, our brush roll is completely seized up. And as you can see, there's very few bristles on that brush roll. Oh dear. Right, you just come off. Oh, why aren't you just spinning off? Oh, I think I've bent it. There we go. So, ooh, there's you. We have ourselves a little felt washer, which is falling to pieces. And then I think that's just our standardy Hoover brush roll bearing. We can knock this out this side. There we go. Oh yes, lovely. Because yeah, these, oh, that one's completely seized. Ah, blimey. Yeah, oh no, it's started to turn. That's good. Let's try and get this other one out. Put your rod back in. Although, you've got to then make sure that it actually goes into the hole. But what we could do to make this significantly easier, if I can find a non-broken screwdriver. A good screwdriver. Here it is. I've got two. One with a good tip, one with a bad tip. If we take out this brush roll strip, we can't. Oh, I was hoping we could see through to be able to guide this rod. There it is. Got it into place enough to tap through. Really? You're going to put up all of the fight, aren't you? There we go. This brush roll bearing, which that's the completely seized up in on it. There we go. Look, it's turning. Seized up indeed one. And you can rebuild these. We might one day, but for expedience, we're not going to here. What we're going to do here is just take all of this out of the way. We're going to take the other brush strip out as well, like so. Put all that to the side, and then we're going to just clean up this brush roll housing because it's full of compacted fine dirt, and I don't want this all to seize up again. Oh wow, yeah, it's full of it. And then we'll come back when we got some nice shiny new parts to go back in. And then we can begin to rebuild our brush roll. What we're going to use are some nice new bearings. I don't fancy messing around with the old ones yet. I probably will clean them up another day. Getting quite low. But wobble washer, then a bearing, then we'll keep what's left of our felt packing washers because, you know, they're here. They're probably knocking on 80 years old now. They deserve to be kept. Oh. Now on this era of Hoover, the ends of the brush roll axle are the same, so that helps tremendously. You don't have to work out which way round it goes, like on a Junior or a Turbo Power. Much left of this one, but that's fine. It won't bind up. And drag. No, I let it go. Hang on, I just dropped all of this out of the brush roll. Oh, that went in so well too. Now it's going to fight me every second of the way. Well, I'll get this side back on. Perfect. The brush roll now spins really well, as it flipping should. What it's not going to do terribly well is sweep any dirt up. And these are genuine Hoover brush strips, but I have some much better, I think brand new, genuine Hoover brush strips, which we're going to fit instead. And these just screw on here like so. One on this side, and then you drop the other one in on that side. Then we need to come into my box of belts and come here to find what I'm hoping are some genuine ones somewhere. There we go. 370. Oh, you're not going to be able to pick that up, but it is embossed. 370, 375. They are smaller than a Hoover Junior belt. Got these from Barton's, and yeah, I'm keeping a very close eye on them because they're very rare nowadays. We can fit our belt to our brush roll like so. Gosh, that's going to be incredibly difficult to get on. Then with this maintenance lubricant, I just want to give all of this a good soak down so it might actually start to work as needed again. You can put some on the wheel, look. One thing I have noticed filming all this, look how chipped and cracked the rear wheels are, which is a bit of a shame, but they still work. They'll still do really good things. Then we can get the brush roll in, although I just want to get some of this excess stuff out that I've just sprayed everywhere. Another one. One of those came out of that plug. Bug things. In the bloke's garage, which is a bit of a pain. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, cleaning out oil. That'll do, lovely. Right, so hopefully now we can slot our brush roll in and it'll lock down into place nicely. We can then, if I can remember which way round the belt goes, I think it's this way. Oh, ow. Oh, I can't even get a grip on it now. Yeah, I think that's it. The front goes in front of the brush roll, the back goes behind. I guess there's only one way to test it. Doesn't that slow it down a lot? This is what it sounds like off. And then on. But whatever, we have our brush roll spinning reliably. That means that we can actually do some vacuuming with it. See if it can clean up its own mess. Is this going to do any grooming at all? Let's find out. Yeah! Oh, that's decent now. Look at the pile on this carpet. I think it was this way. Oh, there we go, look! Oh. There we go, look! It's beating as it's sweeping, as it's cleaning. gone from being happily retired in a loft for several decades to the bag being cleaned out so the airflow can do stuff, a belt so the brush roll can do stuff, and brush roll bearings and new brush strips, and yeah, it's good to go. That means that we can look at the last piece of this puzzle. And that is the original toolkit that came with this machine. I say original toolkit, it says for 119, so it's probably the toolkit that was with this machine its whole life, but again, it's very grim as well actually. Where's the Victor V9? We can clean this. I'm probably going to throw this box away, I have to say, and we'll just keep the tools. Actually, they're even airtight, and we can probably test that with the Victor as well. Oh yes. Okay. We have an airtight hose, that's good. Oh God. Yeah, this box has had it. I do not want to look at it or touch it or do anything with it. We can't even see where it came from because the original label is just destroyed. What's also just destroyed is this upholstery tool. Look, it's got a big chunk out of its Bakelite, and again, their money's worth out of it, or it's been chewed by mice maybe. But yeah, that is also going in the bin. So that leaves us with an airtight hose, a machine adapter and a pole. So take our belt off yet again. You know what, I'm probably going to screw this back onto here because this is all quite corroded. So yeah, there we are. Then I can't remember which way around this all goes now. I think that's not it. Oh wow, does this even fit the 370 and 375 at all? Because that's where I was trying to go, but there is nothing for it to lock into at all. I don't think this is the right toolkit. Oh, I've got this on upside down. No, this isn't the right toolkit. If I try to put it on properly, this part is too wide to fit into the chassis. And if I try and put it on that way around, that is incorrect, although the belt spindle is touching. It's touching and it's wrong. However, that is doing enough to test the suction. Where's the Waterlift? I may not be able to show you at the same time. I might be able to. In fact, if I pull you this way and then drop you right down, because I'm going to have to hold this in its precise point. Maybe like that. Ooh, a 10! That was a solid 10, if ever I saw one. But of course, this machine, well, wasn't from those days. It doesn't care about airflow or watts of power. It just does what it needs to do all day long. And this one, still alive. There's its belt cover, again, completely trashed. And that's the problem with this, really. What the flip do I do with it? The tools are pointless. They're not the right tools. The whole machine is different bag, different flex, chipped wheels, ruined paintwork. I don't quite know. We got it running though, and that's a step one. But yeah, I'll be interested to know your thoughts in what we should do with this machine. Or if you'd like it, let me know and you can have it. But until the next exciting, horrendous Hoover historical find, I, and maybe this now running 375, will see you soon. Bye bye.